everyone, my name is Chloe, and today we are here to do a really fun video, and I have my amazing Deca TBR-a-thon co-host, Bekah from Bekah Books and Bujo here with me to celebrate Red Team winning the contest, winning the readathon. So if you guys don't know, Bekah and I, this was our second summer putting on Deca TBR-a-thon, and it's all based on Bekah's Deca TBR game that she plays every month. And the contestants, or the participants, there you go, were divided into red and black team, and the winning team got to pick a challenge for us to do, and red team won, and they chose for us to react to our favorite books, 1-star reviews of our favorite books. So we found 10 books that each of us consider favorites that the other has also read. So these are 10 of my favorite books that Bekah has also read, and she's going to read 1-star reviews. And I'm going to see if I can guess what they are. And we both may give a little commentary on why we agree or disagree, because Bekah and I have some tastes that are so similar and some tastes that are so differing. And so make sure you also go to her channel to watch her favorites, because there were some that I either DNF'd or really didn't like. And it's fun to do these things. So I'm a little scared about what people are going to say about my babies, but let's get into it. So Bekah's going to pick in random order, and I'm going to see what I can figure out.
All right, here's the first review. Super mad this didn't work for me. I feel cheated. I read the blurb and everything. This known...
Oh my goodness.
They've known each other since forever, and then we finally fall in love trope is usually a slam dunk for me. Also, my recent record with this author has been superb, but this, ugh. It really all boils down to the main character. I hated her. I really did. I tried not to, but was unsuccessful. I empathize with her losses. All of them sucked, and no one should have to go through all of that. I also realize that people handle loss in their own way, and when a person loses a parent at such a young age, it has a lasting impact upon them and the trajectory of their development. I hand it to the author on her characterization. It stays true tonally throughout. The problem was, I did not like her. There are times to rein it in and bite your tongue, and then there are times when you need to put your big girl socks on and use your words.
Is this love in other words?
Yes.
Okay. So I could see that in that if you liked this one, you may not like other Christina Lauren, and vice versa. This is very different than Christina Lauren's typical work. I didn't feel that about the main character. What did you rate this one? I can't remember.
I gave it 5 stars. I love this one.
I love this one too. And I agree with what this reviewer said, in that, like, people deal with grief differently. And if you don't like her, stop reading. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Done. Disagree. Was that that was a 1 star? That's harsh for just not liking the main character.
I know.
DNF.
Right. Okay. Second one. I don't really enjoy writing bad reviews, so I was going to just give my rating and stay quiet. But I keep seeing this pop up on anticipated releases lists, and so I feel obliged to warn anyone who might be combing through reviews. I really like this author's other books, but this one absolutely flopped. The plot twist is bad. I don't mean that it's bad in the sense that it's convenient or implausible or unsatisfying. I mean it's bad, in all caps, in the sense that it lacks internal logic. It's so glaring an oversight that I'm shocked I haven't seen it mentioned in the handful of reviews I've read. It's so inconsistent with the rest of the story as to completely invalidate itself. I think it must have been an idea that came after the rest of the novel was already finished, and then was shoehorned in to provide one last zinger without proper editing.
Gosh, this could be one of two ways, because I was thinking thriller. Is it The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth? Okay.
What was your other idea?
Well, I don't. So the gut punch in the end of one of these.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, but I don't see it on this one either. I thought it fit perfectly, and I thought they were.
That was a good twist.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it totally fit. I mean, I didn't see it coming, but afterwards you can. Mm-hmm. So wrong.
Yep. Sorry.
On to the next.
Okay, next one. Nothing says you want your marriage to work than temporarily separating from your spouse so you can bang other people and date other people.
After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And am I remembering wrong? I don't remember any banging of other people.
They didn't. I think they like said you could.
Yeah.
But neither of them did it.
And like that wasn't the point. Like the point was not let's separate and do the deed elsewhere. It's let's separate and see if we're better off together or apart. And I love the book, and that is one of the very few that I have reread multiple times. And because I get something different out of it every time. And the commentary on just marriage and how hard it is and how they don't tell you how hard it is. And I think I love it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, no, I really liked that one, too. And I read it because of you. So.
Oh, really? That feels good.
Yep. Okay, here's another one. I read this thinking it would be a campy, cringy, bad book I could joke about. But man, it was just so upsetting. These characters should not be together. The worst part is that this book really is my worst nightmare. I can't think of anything worse than this marriage and how these people handled their issues. I can't imagine my life could ever get this sad and depressing, and I'm terrified that it ever could, because this relationship is awful. These people don't need therapy, they need a divorce.
Is this All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Coho haters are loud and proud. They are loud and proud.
They sure are.
And so this one is one that hit close to home in the infertility struggle. And so if you haven't walked that path, still don't talk about it. Like if you haven't walked that path, don't talk about it. But as somebody who has walked that path, I think it definitely reflects where some marriages go. I mean, that's way harder on your marriage than you would ever think. So
yeah, I can't imagine.
I think that if you don't know, don't talk.
Yeah. All right, ready for the next one?
Yep.
I read this dreadful book so that you don't have to.
Imagine
that you are in a beginning fiction writing class. Imagine that the instructor teaches you that good writing is in the details, that there is a difference between a character that has a cup of coffee and one who sips hours-old diner coffee from a chipped mug that once long ago was white. Imagine that, after this lecture, your first clumsy effort at writing a story causes you to attempt to pack in every imaginable detail that springs into your mind. That is what this book is like. Just a few pages into this, the author throws a girl building a Lincoln log cabin for her little kitties who were asleep on tiny pink Kleenexes. If she were in her bedroom, she would have had a Jackson 5 in her close and play. Okay, we get it. It's the 1970s. Throughout the novel, the author takes every possible opportunity to throw in as many details as possible. I suppose to establish the time period. She's wearing big shoulder pads because, get it? It's the 1980s. But it is not simply the clumsy writing style. It is also the trite, cliched characters in a trite, cliched story using trite, cliched dialogue that no one would ever use in real life.
Is this Firefly Lane?
Yes.
By Kristen Hanna? Oh my gosh. So it's been a long time since I've read that, but I don't remember it being super wordy. And
no, I feel like I would have noticed that too. Like,
because I hate that kind of writing. And Kristen Hanna is not that kind of author. Interesting. Some of these, it's like, did we read the same book?
I know.
I wonder. But interesting perspective. I agree to disagree.
Yep. Alrighty, here's the next one.
Did you like Firefly Lane? Sorry.
Yes, I did. Not as much as some of Kristen Hanna's, but I still liked it. And I love the main character's relationship, friendship. Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, here's the next one. This book is so misleading. It's not a romance. It's a sad story about friendship. I didn't want a sad story about friendship. I didn't want a book about cancer. I wanted a lighthearted romance. This isn't that. Even in its own real genre, this book is trash. Poorly written, cringe, and very morally ambiguous. Do you know when you spend the whole time wanting for two characters to be together? This isn't that. I wanted nothing more than to make them stop. I read it with my sister, and when we reached the end, she asked me, "Can we flush it down the toilet?" We sure can.
Okay, this is In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. Yes. And this is one we're divided on, right?
Yeah, I agree with I'd flush it down the trash.
Really? Well, so I understand the moral ambiguity. I understand the mismarketing. I think that is definitely true. But I loved it. I loved it. But I love the whole, like, what might have been / what could be trope in books. And I don't know. I loved it. It got me emotionally too, which is an automatic like win for me.
Okay, interesting. And you've liked other Rebecca Searles, have you?
I've only read the one about her and her mom going to Italy. I haven't read Expiration Date, One Italian Summer, and that one was fine. It was like maybe 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it.
I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on Expiration Dates.
Did you loved that one?
Yeah, that one was my favorite.
Okay.
The other two by her I do not like. So.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, here's the next one. There are 3 kinds of fiction books that feature disabled characters. Ones that happen to feature disabled characters, or disabled people, but are about something else. Ones that are about disability or partially about disability and are written for disabled people. And ones that are about disability and written for non-disabled people. This is the 3rd kind, a book that is not for disabled people, so I am not a part of its audience. I acknowledge that. And it is well written and easy to read, and it mostly manages its plot well. But I read the whole thing feeling vaguely ill. It isn't like that, I kept thinking. This isn't how it goes. And then, you get to the happy, uplifting ending, and wow, did they really give the disabled kid a major award and standing ovation just for existing while disabled?
Okay, this is Wonder by R.J. Palacio. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't know that I can speak to this review that much because I'm not disabled in the way that Augie is. And I would be interested if this reviewer is. Because, I mean, there's only so much.
I think she said she wasn't in the population of written for non-disabled people, so maybe they are.
Interesting. So that one may be legit. I mean, I think we do sensitivity readers and all of that for, like, I'm sure he didn't just willy-nilly write, or isn't R.J. Palacio a guy?
I think it's a woman.
I don't know actually. But I'm sure it was well researched, but I respect that 1 star.
Yeah, and I feel like when there are those kind of disabilities written about, it's hard for us to say when we don't fit into that community.
That, and he had a facial deformity, which is something that I feel like can be experienced very differently from everybody who has a facial deformity. You know, it's not a universal experience. Well, it never is, but yeah. So I respect that 1 star.
Yeah. And I did look. R.J. Palacio, however you say it, is a woman.
Okay. Good to know.
All right. Next review. Immeasurably bad. The storytelling in this is just horrendous. The author explains and over-explains with characters sharing their every thought, wish, and hope. This story wasn't just spoon-fed, but force-fed. Most of the book was boring filler, and none of the characters are particularly remarkable.
So that's the 2nd review that says that kind of thing, and I hate those kind of books. But The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich. So they were being punny, huh? They were being punny.
Yes, immeasurably bad. Yeah, I know. I almost didn't read that part.
Okay, well, sorry. I mean, I don't know. This is one you have not read, but it's on your TBR.
Right. I really want to read it.
Yes. This is one, I mean, I think it'll make you think. I don't think the purpose is necessarily to love the characters. I think the purpose is to think about, like, what would the world be like if you got a string that said this is how long you're going to live? And
some internal thought, like, what would you do?
Exactly. Like, that's like, what would our world be like? What would I do with my family? Like, what would I do? One thing that, like, so this book did not make me spiral, but the Leanne Moriarty Here One Moment did. Yep. Like, that did not do good things for my mental health, because in this one you get your string at age 21, so they're not it's not targeted to children. Children don't know. And I think that's also an interesting thing to think about, like, what if they did? And in Here One Moment, this lady is telling everybody, including kids, when they're going to die, and that was...
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. So, I don't know. I disagree. Well, I think this reviewer missed the point.
Yeah, sure. All right, we're on the second to last one.
Okay.
I think this book is too immature for kids. I'm not criticizing the coping mechanism here, but I didn't find the plot captivating at all that leads there. There aren't many elements of horror here, and very straightforward to call it a weird fiction. I mean, all this buildup just to make the kids speak the truth? I understand that mind is complicated and contradicts itself, but that doesn't mean that all that matters is your actions. That narrows and drains down a child's consciousness. I thought that weird fiction is to genre what postmodernism is to literature, but this story just narrows down everything so hopelessly. It's like spoon feeding whatever the monster has to say. Even the much anticipated nightmare turned out to be a bummer.
I think this person's too smart to be reading middle grade.
Yeah, I know.
Like you're too pretentious for
You
this.
don't need this.
Yeah, this is a you problem, friend. This is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and
Right.
I loved this book. I love the book. I love the movie. This is one situation, like of probably 5 or less, where I've read the book and watched the movie both, and both are great. And yeah, I mean, maybe this reviewer was much smarter than I was as a child. They're probably much smarter than I am now, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And
also
I don't
enjoyed
think
that.
it was spoon-fed at all.
No. Okay, last one.
Okay.
I hardly know where to begin bashing this book. Do I start with the 9-year-old boy and his 12-year-old sister who read about 6 and 8 respectively? The imperial measurements, miles, feet, despite the German setting? The German boy raised in Berlin who thinks that Der Führer is the Fury and Auschwitz is out with, despite being corrected several times and seeing it written down, the other English language idioms and mishearings, despite our being told that he speaks only German? So maybe these are fussy issues, and I shouldn't trash the book on these minor linguistic flaws. Instead, I can start with the plot holes big enough to drive a truck through. But the main character, whose father is a high-ranking official in the Furies regime, doesn't know what a Jew is, or that he's living next door to a concentration camp, or that the people wearing the striped pajamas are being killed, and that's why they don't get up after the soldiers stand close to them and there are sounds like gunshots. Or that there's a section of fence that is A, unpatrolled, and B, can be lifted from the ground high enough to pass food and eventually a small boy through, and that nobody would try to get out through this hole.
Okay, well, this is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John
Yeah.
Boyne.
Yeah, kind of
And-
obvious. Sorry, I gave it away.
Yeah, no, that's okay. You missed the point. You missed the dang point, you know? And I think, again, both this and A Monster Calls are about seeing the world through a child's eyes and how pure and, like, untarnished it is and innocent they are. And, yeah, I mean, these are middle grade books, friend. Like, there's going to be some plot holes because kids don't know every detail. They don't need to know every detail. As a high-ranking military person, I'm assuming his parents were trying to protect him from the harshities of what was going on outside his window. And, you missed the point.
Yeah. I still loved this one. I know that there are probably some issues with it, but I still thought it was a great story.
I think,
and like you said, through a child's eyes. Like,
if you're looking for the theme and the overall message of this awful, awful thing through a child's eyes who does not see the division lines that everybody else is putting down, I loved it. You know, nitpicking it and the historical integrity of it, probably questionable. But anyway, that was okay. That was okay.
How did it feel?
That was okay.
Do you still love your book?
I feel equal parts stupid and like
I
mean, I feel like everybody, like, the bashing is all like, these are really dumb, but that's okay. That's okay. And
we all have our different opinions, and you can love what you love.
that's right. That's
okay.
right. And I think it's funny that 2 of them were like, the criticism was they were wordy or whatever, and I don't love wordy
you
books.
don't generally like that kind of a
No.
book.
So interesting. We all that's the beauty though of things, is we all have our own tastes and our own perspective of things, and sometimes it's the right book the right time or the wrong book the wrong time, and it can happen.
Yep,
but
for sure.
Okay, well, cool. Good job to Red Team. You guys, make sure you head over to Bekah's channel and see her 1-star reviews, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you, Bekah, for joining me.
You bet.
Bye.